at the Maricopa County Jail. One in particular made an equally striking impression on both our crew and detention staff. Her name is Angela Simpson.
Simpson, I think, is a very scary individual. She's probably the only one in there that I take every precaution in the world to make sure my staff and myself are safe. She is the one in this whole jail that creeps me out, for a better word.
I was the first person on the crew to get introduced to Angela Simpson, and upon meeting her, the first things that came out of her mouth when I approached her, she pretty much told me to go F myself. For someone to write off, I'd be like, hey, go F yourself. It's like, all right, welcome to jail.
Simpson is a very scary person. She is, just by the nature of her crimes and the way that she has been here and just her manners and that, she just doesn't seem to have a lot of those inhibition controls that most people would. And because of that, she can be very much a threat to staff. So we have to keep her in a very controlled setting.
Simpson was accused of kidnapping, torturing, and murdering a man she believed to be a police informant. She is then said to have dismembered the corpse, set it on fire, and to have thrown the remains in a dumpster.
I heard they said I was possessed by the devil. I think that's hilarious. Isn't that beautiful?
The media says you did some pretty heinous things. Does that bug you?
Does it bug me? What people say? No. My give a is broke. I really don't. I have no concern for what people think. I told my kids when they were babies they saw a guy behind a Circle K. I told them that's how cops grow. So, yeah. I didn't know that they would the next week go alley and try to grow a cop. That was not my intention, but yeah.
She seems to have a true gang-type mentality. Snitches get stitches, wind up in ditches. No cop is a good cop. She'll stare you down sometimes, and so you get the little hair on the back of your neck standing up.
I've asked God a lot to spontaneously combust officers, just to watch them pop.
Where does that come from?
Where does it come from?
Your hatred of cops.
That's not something I'll discuss.
Simpson could face the death penalty for first-degree murder and kidnapping. The charred, dismembered remains of the victim, who authorities state was not an informant, were discovered inside a trash can. He had been stabbed 50 times and showed other signs of torture. Though Simpson has entered a not guilty plea in court, she openly describes some of her actions to us.
I have to say, I have never met an inmate who made me so uncomfortable.
What did you do that you would consider torture?
Ripped his teeth out. That's my favorite.
How'd you do that?
With some needle nose pliers. Kind of rip, you know.
What made you think of that?
What made me think of it?
To do that?
Prior tooth pain. Pretty agonizing, yeah. I thought maybe I could distribute that. Yeah.
The victim also had a 3-inch nail driven into his head.
She is the one in this whole jail that creeps me out, for a better word. You know, she just, you just don't know what she's gonna do.
Thank you, Miss Simpson.
The visceral descriptions that she gave of her crime, of torturing an individual and dismembering her victim, I had never heard anybody describe anything like that, and I had certainly never heard anybody describe it with such glee.
Anything I can do to help put a snitch down is my pleasure.
So it was your pleasure when you committed this murder?
See, that's kind of up. I'm thinking, I don't know what my lawyer would say if I answered that straight out. Hold on, yes. Yes, it was. But, yeah.
It was really extraordinarily disturbing. I still think about it.
It's pretty rewarding work. It's great for the soul.
What were you trying to get at?
He thought it was funny that the people he had snitched on would never get out of prison, so I wanted him to know how funny it was that they didn't need to.
And I guess the strange thing for me was during the whole interview, I was 2 feet from her. I was holding a reflector to try to block some stray light, and as she's telling me stories...
Can you describe maybe the things you did?
No. No, because I'll get all excited and he'll be in trouble. No, I don't think I should do that. Yeah, he's too close for me to, get all hot with the story, so leave that alone.
And I just laughed it off, thinking it was this big joke, and as she told her story, I realized, well, maybe she wasn't joking.
Is it hard to chop up a human body?
Nah, not really. You'd be amazed. It's quite simple, actually. You should try it. It's only a felony 6. Knock it down to a misdemeanor. Dismemberment it's a really low charge.
Sometimes it seemed like she was playing a game, and then other times you could tell that it wasn't a game anymore, but she was reciting something that she actually, something that she likes to talk about. Every now and then I would pop in and just go talk to Angela, check in with her. And a lot of times she would just be sitting there drawing, and she would always be in a zen-like state, just very calm while she was sitting here doing her drawings. She told me she'd done some drawings for some Christmas cards, and I was expecting to see, something happy or light for some reason, I don't know why, and these drawings ended up being probably some of the most graphic things I've ever seen.
Here's one from my brother. I gotta send that to him. It's from the Pigs in a Blanket series. Don't you love the Pigs in a Blanket? It's just so cute, isn't it?
Angela, you must see that it makes things contentious with the officers.
Of course not.
It's not exactly conducive to a good rapport between you and the
I
officers.
think it is. We know what we are, they know what they are, and what's the, there's no problem.
You don't think that that's slightly insulting to them? Or slightly threatening?
No. Can I show you one that is? Maybe it could be threatening, but I didn't mean it that way. This was my first officer down picture. That could be rude, but not really. Illustrations. I might make a kid's book or something, for the baby gangsters coming up.
Officer Down series. Tell me about that.
5 or 6 officer down.
What's happening in this picture?
A cop has been captured and we're having fun with him. Yeah, it's just a Christmas card, but they get uncomfortable when they find these things.
When I saw Angela's drawings, they were so disturbing, and they really got to this deep, deep, deep-seated hatred that she seems to have for police officers.
They use their authority in any way they want to because they can, and there's nothing anybody can do about it.
Simpson went on to explain how she ranks those she considers to be the lowest of the lows.
Chomos are definitely beyond any doubt the worst and most vile creatures on the planet. Yes, snitches then would come in second, and cops would be third. Yeah.
How about people who murder other people?
What about them?
Where do they fall
And where?
in your hierarchy?
Of badness? They don't. You want to throw murderers in with cops and chomos? Are you serious? You're kidding, right? You can't put murderers in a category with up people. That doesn't make any sense. Rest assured, if somebody killed it, they had a reason to do it. You need to be looking at the dead not the that killed it.
Do you have any guilt about any of that stuff?
Guilt, yes. I'm overrun with remorse. Justice. Justice is lovely. What are you thinking? When I said justice is lovely, what were you thinking?
I was thinking, how do you feel about justice if they give you that?
That's exactly what I knew you were thinking. I'll be thinking the same thing.
That justice is beautiful.
Justice is lovely.